Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to if this is your first video here with me. Today is a garden tour. I will be doing a lot of stuff in the garden throughout the whole year, but right now it's really focused on watching things grow, trying to get the first wave of things in so we can start succession planting and getting our first fruits and stuff like that, so let's go. Every week I'll try to start somewhere different, and once I get an area that I really like, or different weeks I'll just start different places. More than likely an area that I really like. So let's get into it. This area right here, I have my corn planted. I just planted it on Friday. Today is Sunday, the 19th of May. You guys will be seeing this on Friday. So it'll be a whole week, and hopefully things will be going out or be coming up by then. I also want to mention here, I will be doing a inner, kind of like the second week of every month with my garden tours. I will be putting out a video. Well, I'll be doing it in my stories on Instagram, so if you want you can follow me there at FarmerZach_05 or something like that, FarmerZach. I will be having that in my stories, but I will also be converting that into a video, which will be really, really nice. Now it will be like a regular story, so it won't be a wide video. It'll be vertical, not horizontal. Sorry. You can see the moon behind me as well. But yeah, so every middle of that I'll do that, so it'll be kind of a few garden tours every here and there. I won't cover as much in the garden tour from Instagram as I will be in these. So these will be a very critical part in getting things going. Or not getting things going, but getting a better understanding of what I am doing. Now that I've walked a whole bunch. This kiddie pool right here, I have my strawberries planted in them. They are an ever-bearing variety. Now, with that, I had some other ones that I don't know exactly what to call it. I forget what it's actually called. But the place where the root meets the stems, I should remember that, and I just don't right now. I buried them too deep last year. These guys just happened to survive, so hopefully this year I've learned from my mistakes, so hopefully the rest of these guys that are shooting out can survive. You can see a few here. Then we move on to this bed. You guys cannot see it as much, but I have taken soil from all of this to plant other things, because things needed to be planted. But let me move around here. Now this space is one of the first ones that I planted this year. It has, I think, Brunswick cabbage. Yeah, Brunswick cabbage, some white Paris lettuce, and just random zinnias thrown throughout because I wanted some flowers. I'm going to be getting those. There's going to be some overlap, and then once the cabbages are finished, I'll go ahead and pull the zinnias out, and then corn will be planted in this bed as well for succession planting of it. Now you can see we have the Brunswick cabbage. Now we are getting some critters eating. That might not be. I came through and pruned out some other leaves. That might not be either, but just some areas that might not look the best right now, but that could, and that have. So I have some zinnias thrown in through there. I'm very skeptical that these will actually make it, so I might go ahead and transplant those to a different area. It just depends. The Brunswick cabbages, they are sown. Well, I transplanted them, as you can see in videos before this, but these are getting some nice heads on them. Getting in here. Here's another one, and I'll be doing reviews of all of my plants either here or on my blog. Well, I'll be doing both. I'll be reviewing them in video form and then later in my blog. Some white Paris lettuce. I need to come through and snip out some of these lower leaves. I did transplant them from a different area, which I will show you guys that in a moment. But yeah, some zinnias. Some are really leggy, like this, from the cabbage leaves going over top of them. This one might not make it, and a few others might not, but that's okay. These were zinnias that I had already planted a bunch of. So the cabbages look very well. Very, very good. I wasn't sure how well they would do, actually, but they have turned out really well. And I'm super happy for that. But yeah, just the garden looking simply beautiful already, and I like having this. I mean, these plants are established, they're doing very well, and they just look healthy right now. And until they don't, that's when I'll take the plants out and do with it what I will. But we have a zinnia here. I don't remember the zinnia varieties that I planted here. There is a video, I think it's called Come Plant Zinnias With Me. You guys can find all that. I think these are candy cane, but I don't know what these two are. I think they're two different ones. But they look absolutely fantastic. Another look at the strawberries. But back over here to the zinnias, and you can see buds forming, which is nice. I really like this. These were 4 cut flowers. I just wanted something to be able to have an order for Mother's Day, which did not happen this year, so hopefully next year we can accomplish that small feat. Small for some, but mighty for me. So I will be attempting this whole experiment again next year, but applying what I learned this year to this as well. So this area is shaping up to look really, really nice in the coming weeks and all that. And the corn that I planted over there, I cannot wait for it, because every year it's like a little corn army sprouting. I really like it, and then it towers over you. It's just beautiful. Some very cool garden pictures are coming very, very shortly. Well, shortly, whenever that stuff decides to really put on some height. This area is, if you're walking into my greenhouse bed or into my greenhouse frame, this is the bed to the left. Now, as you can see, I got impatient and sowed way too many loofah seeds. That is okay. I will deal with the repercussions from that, but that's okay. This is a sunflower that I transplanted from the middle of my walkway. It's looking nice. Needs to grow more, but ultimately it's doing fine. We've had a couple days of shade, so it should perk back up and start growing. This whole bed has been kind of really slow to start going, but I have a feeling that it's just gonna explode shortly. The loofahs are very interesting. Very slow to come up, but they have, sorry for being so shaky, but they have. Then we have some nasturtiums. These guys are growing nicely. These are a little stunted and looks like to be sunburned, which is normal for nasturtiums. They don't handle the heat very well. So I was hoping that the loofahs would grow up the trellis that I have above me and really work on that, but they have not grown that much. Didn't expect them to be this slow starting, but that's okay. We have another zinnia, and actually a smaller zinnia over there. But yeah, those stuff's looking good. I don't know what variety that is. I forget what variety that is as well. But I know those are loofahs and those are nasturtiums. I don't know what species of nasturtium it is, though, sadly. But I will get all of that and I will put it somewhere. Trust me. Moving over to the bed on the right side of walking in. These guys are growing fantastic. These are tromboncino squash, and you can see how tall they are. I'm hoping that they'll start trellising and going up the trellis. I am going to be coming in this week. I have a bunch of tasks that I need to finish that I'm hoping to get done earlier this week rather than later. And I'm going to put some sticks. I already have the sticks, but I'm going to put them going I need to make sure I have zip ties too. I'm going to put them going up like this to hopefully encourage them to grow up, but also something to train them on, because they're not going to be able to go that high to get to that. I'm going to have to train them up to something. We have 1, 2, and another instance of me being impatient. 3 and 4. This one either appears to be variegated, or I'm really not sure. Could be a cross too. The tromboncinos came from stock, or from seeds that somebody saved. So I'm not really sure, but I'm not going to save seeds from them unless I need to. But I have enough. Then some nasturtiums that are growing. This bed should be good. I love how the leaves just sit. It's kind of like a little umbrella. We're getting into the area that I have been working on, so it's not going to look the absolute best right now, and I apologize for that, but also this is what a garden looks like. It's not always going to look all pretty and fancy, something that you're seeing on Pinterest. There's going to be things everywhere. It doesn't look bad though, so don't think that it does. It really doesn't. Just some sticks and stuff. These are zinnias from stock that I will say saved. Saved from a market, and they are looking very, very good. You can see how much they're growing. And this is me showing you guys my mess on purpose. The centerpiece of the garden is the table, the glass table. I'm not showing you the top of it for reasons. But going down here, I really wanted something that as you are walking down the sidewalk, you're really just drawn to these flowers. And I think that's exactly what we're gonna get. These also have buds. So I'm really excited about that. I don't know if I'm gonna prune them or not. By pruning, you can get more. Basically like a cut and come again. That's not what those are, I don't believe. But they work with any zinnias, honestly. So I could go ahead and do that and just get more out of my plants. Moving on to my arch trellis. I am losing a little bit of light, but we don't have much more left. Or I might just have to finish it in the morning, but that's okay too. The arch trellis, these beds are a little messed up because I have to chicken it out. So I had to replant things, and by replant, I literally mean like transplanting them because chicken came through and pushed some things up, but that's okay. Hopefully it's not too hot the next couple days and they can root perfectly fine again. But we have some green beans, water. We have some green beans that are actually starting to trellis. We love this, y'all. Look at that. I love when things start to grow in the garden like this. These are a variety of green bean. I do believe it is Kentucky pole, but it's a pole type of bean, so they will trellis like this. Then I have a giant sunflower, mammoth Russian sunflower here. Chicken got to this as well, and I just had to stick it back up. So it is a little curved. I guess it was on the ground for overnight or something like that. I did not see it earlier. It'll straighten back out and be perfectly fine. We have some zinnias coming up over here. Some pumpkin starts that I got from a friend of ours, Alice. Thank you so much for those. We have a squash. I can't remember if it's a squash or a zucchini right now. We have another nasturtium. This one's huge. I had another squash or nasturtium, or squash or zucchini here on the other side of this, but the same thing. Chickens got in here and pretty sure messed it up, so we'll see. I can't fully remember what these were. I think they're zinnias. They could be sunflowers, and then some sunflowers here as well. Over in this next bed, we have a sunflower over there, 2 zinnia plants, a squash, I believe, squash or zucchini, I have one of the two, another nasturtium for a trap crop. Along here I have Mexican sour gherkins or cucamelons planted. We have one over here. The other ones just didn't come up, so I planted them again, and we'll see what happens. This is just what happens in a garden. Sometimes things don't do well, sometimes they do, or sometimes you have a chicken that gets out and eats your plants. Let me turn around here. I believe that's a zinnia. That's a mammoth Russian sunflower. And then I think these three are the white light sunflowers, which I'm looking forward to. And if these die, I'll replant. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. I will replant a squash or a zucchini here as well. These are cucumbers. I re-sowed some, and you can see them popping up. Those guys are starting to send out more growth, which I love it. Absolutely love it when they start sending out more growth. I recorded all of that and I forgot to push record. So it was just me talking. But I really want to say to you guys, your garden, it's okay. Whatever is going on, whether chickens keep getting out or you keep losing plants or whatever, it's okay. You got this. You are still a good gardener. Quality is going down on this video and I'm so sorry. I will be back in the morning to film the other half of this video. But I want to really give you guys the inspiration now and just say, it's okay. The garden's gonna be okay. Everything is okay. Might not turn out how you like it, and that does suck. Because I've been here. I've been there with the plants. I had birds that came by the first 2 weeks of the garden, really tore up a lot of things, and it just wasn't a good time. I struggled with that. I was so upset, and I just kept planting. That's why some things are sown 3 or 4 times, because I thought something got them. They didn't, but sorry for the brief intermission. I will be back in the morning to shoot the other half, like I said. But, and motivation and inspiration for you guys is you guys can do this. Doesn't matter what external factors are happening, you got this. I'll see you in the morning. Second half of this video, Zachary. It is not the next morning. It is Tuesday, so a whole day later. But yeah, I thought that I'd show you guys what you didn't get to see very well the other day. Mainly the tomatoes. Here they are. They're not very big. They're still growing, obviously. They should be taking off soon. I suspect very shortly we'll have towering tomatoes. But for now, this is okay. Of course, it's a little bit upsetting when your tomatoes were messed with a few times and yeah, they just didn't do well. In the pots that I had started them in before, and the birds got to them, and then I planted them out here, and then I think they got washed away or whatever, and the few that did come up got pecked off by birds. It's been a whole slew of problems, but I've learned, and that's good. I'd rather, I'm writing a blog post now, and I wrote in it, I would rather try and fail 1,000 times than to do things and just learn the whole time than do something that's not going to be beneficial, if that makes any sense at all. I don't know if it did. But let's continue this garden tour. This bed, this big kiddie pool, we have corn in the center. It's the variety on deck. And then we have dragon tongue bush beans planted around the side. I do have some more corn coming up here. Just ones that didn't come up before that I replanted and things like that. But next time I do totally foresee this bed, even during the halfway mark that I talked about earlier, that this is going to be just huge and vibrant. So just trying to get a little snapshot. We move over to our right and we have some zinnias. These are larger varieties. These are big tetra or burpee tetra, something like, I think it's tetra something, I believe. But they are looking very well. These were eaten. Huh. Wonder how that's gonna go. We'll see. I think it's Burpee's Tetra or something like that. But these guys, I really like the big blooms, and I had an extra kiddie pool, so I was like, why not? Yeah, we'll go over here. These are potatoes, as you can see from the last time. They have grown quite a bit. And that's amazing that they've grown this much. Now, I do foresee that they're going to be very good eating wise, and they're just going to, they look, at least the top part of the plant is growing very, very well. So I do foresee those being doing very well in the kiddie pool experiment. I will be having a whole video with whatever in the video, I haven't decided yet, of me doing these things. The experiments and all of that, we do have videos that are scattered right now, but you guys don't want to hear about that. So the potato experiment is going well so far. I haven't been able to check tubers. I think I tried and I didn't find any. That was a while ago, so we'll see. If these do well, I might plant more potatoes, but I think what I'm actually going to do is use buckets for potatoes. Again, I have a bunch more potatoes. I only used 2 bags, and I have 4 more bags. Whoa. And I'll probably do another on-deck corn in there with beans around it. I just think that works very well, and then I'll probably do a fall round of potatoes in the other one, just diversifying things a little bit. Here are some of the potatoes in the buckets. Again, these are doing really well. I think that's flowers starting to form, I believe. It's about time for them to anyways. Yeah, they're growing very well. Again, I've been really surprised with the potatoes. Last year I had a blight on them. Not to speak too soon. But hopefully that doesn't happen again, because that would be very disappointing. Here are more potatoes. These are the ones in the big tote. They're doing really well. Again, all of these are doing really well. You will have a video. You will see a video of me burying them more. I can't remember if that video is already out as of this one going out on Friday, but I do have a video of me burying the potatoes. It's a really quick, easy video. All you really do is put more dirt in them, just fill it up the rest of the way, and I do go over that a few times, I believe. But they're doing really well. And these 2 that just got in here, this one was in my main bed and I moved it. Looks to be doing okay, not the best, but I transplanted it, and you really shouldn't transplant potatoes, but I'm not gonna keep it in my arch trellis bed. And then this was here from before, so I'm really tempted, I'm not tempted, but I'm really curious as to see how this does this year. Now, going up to carrots. I can't remember what I showed the other day. It wasn't that long ago, but still. The carrots are doing really well. They're just still not carrots yet. I can pull one out to show you. That was a weed. Never mind. This is another weed that I'm pulling. They're still little. This is probably one of the smaller ones. But yeah, so carrots are doing really well as well. They enjoy growing in the buckets. They get moved around sometimes. It just depends on where I want them or things like that. On to blueberries. Now I'm about to water these guys, but we had this one flower the other day and send out some little berries. But yeah, they're getting ready to get watered. I wouldn't say they need it, but I'm gonna just go ahead and I'm watering everything right now, and yeah, they could probably use it. Again, still some of the sunburn damage, but they really have bounced back phenomenally. Don't come for me, I know I butchered that word completely. But yeah, so the garden's just flourishing, to say the least. I'm really excited about that because of the slower start and all of that. But the slower starts are okay. I would rather, I've learned this year that the birds are going to eat my garden if I have it sooner, so I either need to keep things in or transplant whenever. So more to come on all of that, and that made no sense to anybody. Probably cut that out. But yeah, So the garden is fantastic. Looks great. I hope your gardens are doing as well as mine if you are in an area that you've already planted. I know a lot of people are actually going to be planting, well, starting today when this airs, and throughout the weekend because it's Memorial Day. But yeah. So if you're planting this weekend, tell me what you're planting. Go in depth. I like learning about your gardens. And also, if your gardens have already been started, let me know what you have growing. Do you have fruit yet? Yeah, I have a bunch of miscellaneous things that are getting ready to start producing or getting ready to like really take off. I said the garden was going to be a lot different between this garden tour and the last one, and it is very different. Very, very different. But a lot of it is still the same. But next month, I mean, a month does so much for a garden, and the past month was really just like the developmental stage for them. But this next month, I already foresee it's going to be massive growth on everything. We'll have flowers. We'll have, what else will we have? We'll have so many things, and I'm excited for that. So thank you guys for watching this garden tour, and I will see you guys in another video. But until then, stay good, and I believe I'm taking a break next week. I won't have anything going up next week. We've had family things, so I'm not gonna schedule videos for next week. I will probably do reels every day or something like that. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.